Hello, everyone. This is David, Fairly Secret Music, sitting here with this shirt. If you know who this band is, then your indie creds go up quite a bit. Um, or not. Who knows? So I decided to make a video that shows a lot of the new stuff that has been coming out. I only get a few things every week, probably. But this is about a month worth, so maybe I get more. Who knows? But we'll just kind of go willy-nilly as when they were released, because I can't remember what really came first. There's a couple things that aren't super new releases or new releases at all that I just thought were cool that I picked up. We'll start with kind of like the downside of the new releases. I really like the last Fractal Universe. His vocals sounded more like Mikkel Akerfeld, but this, it just kind of sounds like an indie rock singer doing clean stuff with, like the death metal guy vocals. The music's okay. Yeah, it's kind of technical, but nothing to really write home about, honestly. So, was kind of disappointed in this, like to the point where I was like, should I just hang it up with this band and just keep ones I like, or just give this another chance? So maybe somewhere down the line, I might like it more. This was one that got delayed over and over and over again. It's Gravedigger's Bone Collector, and I absolutely love this album cover. I don't know why, because I guess it just makes me feel like I'm reading a Lone Wolf adventure book or something like that. I just think it's awesome. I think it's great. Product placement. Sorry, I'm just thirsty. With with Gravedigger, you get exactly what you expect. They're not pushing any boundaries. It's kind of like an AC/DC album, kind of like a Candlemass album. You know exactly what you're gonna get, but it's good. It's good, and I guess they have the guitarist who is in Orden Ogden with them now. I think he's been at the band for a little bit, but the key is that they still have the bass player who used to play with Running Wild. So that's awesome. Damn, that cover's awesome. Look at that. All right. Okay. An album that I got a couple weeks after it actually came out, and I still haven't gotten past like 2 or 3 songs. Curious Remnants, by Jethro Tull. One thing that I'm so sick of with new releases is we order them at the store that I go to, and the place that we order from is always back ordered or not stocked. So, I don't know if it's because we order too late or if they're just not getting them, or, maybe we should put in pre-orders well in advance. I kind of think that's the case, but it is what it is. So sometimes I'm off buying stuff at other stores because when the distributor is back ordered, you never know if they're going to get it. Like that Jethro Tull Christmas box, I ended up having to get that through Amazon Japan or something like that. Yeah. Ginger. What album is this called? God damn it. Just Duel. It's pretty good. Not as good as the last one. The last one had a couple tracks that just really stood out. This one, nothing really stands out so much. Wow, look at how it changes color. It's weird. Anyway, it's good. I don't like her clean vocals quite as much on this one. the drumming is, of course, always great. The bass playing is always great. The guitarist is good. He just doesn't do anything that just really, really excites me. But yeah, I still keep on getting them. Same thing with Arch Enemy. There is a couple songs where she does clean vocals on this, which are pretty good. I like this band, but just like Bone or Gravedigger and AC/DC and stuff, you know exactly what you're going to get for the most part, which is probably why Jeff Loomis left, because they weren't too versatile, I guess. I don't know. They just kind of samey. But, you know, they are good. I don't really know how I feel. I liked Angela better as a death metal vocalist. But that's all I'm going to say. I bought this used. This came out this year, and I didn't even know about it. It is Ulver, Liminal Animals. And if you don't know anything about Ulver, they started as a really raw black metal band. Actually, the first album is really good. It has both harsh vocals and clean vocals. The second album had them doing very folk stuff. No distortion on that album at all. Not even any really fast drum. I don't even think there's drums, really. There might be percussion. And then their third album, Bergtat, is just the most raw, like, buzzsaw blade. They talked about recording it in a cabin in the middle of nowhere. It's very brutal. And then from there they did Marriage of Heaven and Hell, where they stepped up all the production. Just awesome. Like, we're talking production that, you know, like a Dimmu Borgir or Cradle of Filth would use, but nowhere near sounding like either of those. And then they moved off into the more avant-garde electronic stuff, doing a lot of soundtracks and stuff. This one is kind of more of the, almost in the, you know, electronica, like synth poppy kind of new wave kind of feel. I haven't listened to it more than like one or two songs, just to see if I don't even know I listened to those two songs, because I have everything else by them. So of course I'm going to get them again, you know, because even the ones that aren't really like jumping out at me are still good. After they made a huge, ginormous box set where that was the only way you could get the CD stereo remix by, what's his name? Ed Stasium. They finally, about 2 weeks ago, put out this, because what year was it? 2023 is when the remix was done. But Replacements Tim, local band, Minnesota band, Replacements. The mix is fantastic. A lot of people absolutely love it. I know my coworker loves it, to the fact that, or to the point that I haven't really heard him praise stuff quite as much, except for when I was buying Exodus. Oh my God, we played Exodus in the store, which is normally not something we do. And he's just like, listen to those riffs, and he's so hilarious when he totally gets into a riff. So hilarious, because he gets into it, like, we're talking like gets into it like Wayne and Garth, you know, kind of, which is funny because my friend calls him Garth. Anyway. I think Mellow Yellow should sponsor my show. Anyway, I hope you are watching this at double the speed, because I am so much more entertaining at double the speed. But what do you get with this? You get this and this And there were discs without these, but I put the discs in these because, well, otherwise I was risking scratching them, and these fit perfectly because this is a bigger size. If you can see that, that is a good, what, half an inch taller. All right, let's move on. Let's do this. Soft Machine. So this was originally done, I want to say 2016. Let me see when they did it. 2006. So this was really done in 2006, but the remaster was done in 2025. So this is Soft Machine with Mike Ratledge, Carl Jenkins, John Marshall, Roy Babington, and most importantly, Alan fucking Holdsworth. And Alan Holdsworth is shredding on this album. It's so great. They also did an album called Bundles, which is a studio album. There's also another live CD and DVD set that I think Cuneiform put out. Am I pronouncing that right? Cuneiform? Who cares? Anyway, Wayside Music. That's where you can get it. This is just fantastic. There are something like there's a drum solo. There's like a weird keyboard type, weird sounding thing, and the bass is fantastic on this. It's a great recording, especially from 1975. And Alan Holdsworth, like always, just kicks everybody's ass. I'm going to show you the couple things that I got that were kind of weird things, like the Kane Roberts CD. I have his second one, which is fantastic, and it's kind of hard rock, kind of pop rock, kind of AOR. There's one song that sounds like it should be a Rick Springfield song, and it's fantastic. If you don't know Kane, he played guitar when he was, 23 or something like that, with Alice Cooper. I mean, look at all these muscle guys. So ridiculous. But the other album was fantastic, so I thought, well, for $5.95, I will get this. Look at that. Wait, let me do this. Again, watch me at 2 times the speed. Oh, look at that. He has got a gun guitar. It's so ridiculous. But from everything I have gathered from interviews and stuff, he is a really nice guy. Here's another thing that I got. This came out in 2024. It got reissued. The Fix Walkabout. Now, I didn't have this. There are other Fix albums that I don't have that I need to track down and stuff. But, of course, I have Phantoms and Reach the Beach, so at least I started strong. I thought I had 2 copies of Reach the Beach. But yeah, a few weeks ago, let me just put this up and then I will be able to show you everything. Gary Newman put out Berserker, which is his, I want to say 1980. When did he do this? 81. No, I am wrong. You guys are fantastic for sticking with me through these things. 84. So 84, he decided to kind of change his image and go with this blue-haired, very porcelain skin look of himself. This is a kind of like a clamshell box. Each disc comes in its own little sleeve, These are easy to get out, so I didn't have to put things like protection in them because they are smart. Berserker is an okay album, not the best, but Berserker CD2, which has a bunch of unreleased things and extended versions, this is awesome. This is well worth buying it for. But not only do you get that, you also get CD1 and CD2 of the White Noise live set from that tour. And of course you get his lyrics and then a bunch of liner notes. I am hoping he does The Fury, because The Fury is the last studio album that I need. And then I will have all the Gary Numan, much to my wife's displeasure, because she does not like Gary Numan, and I still remain married to her. Oh, let's see. Here's one thing that came out last week that I wasn't going to get at another store. This is just weird. The lighting keeps on changing from one thing to another, but it's neither here nor there. So we ordered it. It didn't come in. And then the next day, after we got our order, it said there were 30 copies available. But we weren't ordering again for a few days. The following day, it went to back order. So totally sold out. And this is Gentle Giants Playing the Fool. This is the hard book edition. And it is basically the complete live experience with all the banter in between. 3 bonus tracks. I believe it's interview. What else was there? Good Lord, I can't remember. I don't know. I've lost all train of thought. Oh, there we go. Then my lighting goes back again. So I decided to go to another store and purchase this at full price, and I am glad I did, because now Laser CD can't get them. They're back ordered again. Our distributor's back ordered. The Electric Fetus did not have it. Just nobody has it. And this is the 2-disc and Blu-ray version. So, plus side on this, well, let's talk about the downside. This one is so hard to get out. I had to put these plastic sleeves on them, because otherwise you weren't doing anything except for sliding them in and out past the cardboard and scratching up your discs. And these are of course, the rounded end sleeves, which I highly recommend for anybody who gets stuff with packaging like this, where you have to slide it in and out like that. The hell? Okay. I put this in the wrong section. This should have been right here. That's the Blu-ray. And then there is a poster. So, what do you get with this? You get the CD1, CD2, extended version. You get the Blu-ray with 96/24 stereo 2025 remix, DTS Master Audio 5.1 surround sound, and Dolby Atmos. And it is fantastic. I loved Playing the Fool so much. I already had 2 copies of this, and if you don't own this album, you're an idiot, because this is the greatest Gentle Giant out there. I like it actually better than all their studio albums, because there's so much more variation. I mean, their studio albums are amazing, don't get me wrong. But this has always been my favorite thing, especially because of how heavy, God, what's the song called? The All We Are in Man. I can't remember what it's called. but just the beginning of that goes into the down, ba-do-da-do-down. Yeah, that's right. I'm humming shit to you. So get it. Find it. Get it. Don't pay your mortgage that month. Let's see. Lars Fredrik Froile. Gammelmester. This is the keyboardist from Wobbler, and I believe he's part of the Chronicles of Father Robin, or whatever it's called. It's pretty fantastic. It's him on just about everything except for Rickenbacker bass, which he has a guy who plays, of course, Rickenbacker bass. Whoops, I'm gonna ruin everything. He painted this cover. It's pretty awesome. Very, very old school prog kind of feel in it. So if you like a lot of the Norwegian prog bands like Wobbler and Arabs in Aspect, Agusa, that was one that did not come in. I ordered that, and that didn't come in, and nobody had it. I could have ordered it from Laser CD, but I did not, because I'm dumb. All right. Let's see. Let's go over, well, if you haven't watched it, the Andy Summers, Robert Fripp unboxing video that I did previous to this one. This is awesome. Has 5.1, has both albums plus a bunch of bonus stuff that creates one whole new album, plus studio outtakes called Can We Record Tony? I have listened to Advanced Mask in 5.1. It sounds fantastic. The CD sounds fantastic. Everything sounds fantastic. It's got all this fun. This is another one where I had to put those plastic things in because, again, it's just like a sleeve. Look at where you have to pull it past here. So, go back to my previous video and watch that shit. Last year, there was a Camel box set, and I had everything by Camel and decided I wasn't going to pay an extra $200 or $300 for a box set when I only really wanted the remix CDs and the 5.1 CDs and maybe the DVD of the Pressure Points Live. So I waited, and that waiting paid off because they have 4 out of the 5 now available in these little clamshell boxes. These are Esoteric remasters and remixes. So disc 3 is the Pressure Points live video. I believe, yes, it is in, wait, let's see. I'm pretty sure this is in 5.1. I haven't watched it yet. Let me see here. I'm pretty sure it is in 5.1. But even if it's just in stereo, it's fantastic because this album is awesome to begin with. Of course, you get booklets with liner notes and stuff. No lyrics usually in Esoteric stuff. But so you get the Blu-ray, and then you get CD2, which is Pressure Points Camel Live in Concert. That's the first half or second half, and then number 1. So this one's kind of a slightly lackluster box, but still awesome at the same time. Then we get Moon Madness, which has CD1 76 mix, but remastered, plus bonus tracks like demos. CD2 is the Stephen W. Taylor remix, the stereo remix that he did in 2023. And disc 3 is the Blu-ray with high-resolution 5.1 surround sound and stereo mixes by Stephen Taylor, high-resolution original stereo mix. So I'm assuming they would have said that so this might not be in 5.1. There's also video content filmed live at the Hammersmith Odeon. Whoops. So I'm not going to actually show these because you know whatever sleeves. Oh, this one actually has kind of like a fold out, so that's kind of cool. That's the disc 1. And then, of course, tells you what's in it, liner notes, whatnot. Wow, this is already a 25-minute long thing. I have like 8 more things to talk to you about. Camel Nude. This has original mix, remastered, the remix, and then 5.1. Okay. And then one that I had to order from Laser CD was Mirage. For some reason, my distributor that we order from was not getting this. Honestly, I was super surprised, and I'm going to say I was, so far as I got stoked. I don't get stoked very often, but I got stoked because these 3 actually made it into my store. So I got my super awesome discount. This, again, 74 album mix with bonus tracks. Disc 2 is the remix with 2 bonus tracks, and then the 5.1 and 96/24 surround or stereo mixes and whatnot. 5.1 is where it's at. I've listened to this one in 5.1 and it is fantastic. I listened to Nude in 5.1 too, but this one kind of jumped out at me more. I think I listened to Moon Madness in 5.1 also. We're bringing it down to the last few. This came out, and I didn't get it, and I came in used, and I was like, cool. Envy of None, which is the second album from none other than Alex Lifeson. It sounds nothing like Rush, but it is awesome if you are a synth pop and or new wave fan, because the singer is pretty darn good, and this album is pretty awesome. Flower Kings, Love. That is the worst album cover ever. What the fuck were they thinking? That is horrible. It's just dumb. So bad. I don't know why. I would have rather had this as the album cover. But then they have like Virgin Mary type thing. I don't know what they were thinking. Let's see if there's other art in here that would have made a better album cover. No, those are the only ones. So, actually, this would have made a better album cover. Why did they call it Love? I don't know. Is there a song on here called Love? Love Is. So, this is kind of more mellow than I was expecting from Flower Kings. I've listened to it like a couple times. I haven't been paying attention quite as much as I should. But, I mean, it's not bad. It's just nothing stood out and like grabbed me by the balls and, just whatever. All right, let's look at the things that came out this week that I couldn't get at my store because they were back ordered. And then I thought, screw it. I'm not going to wait because things go out of print so quickly these days. Peter Murphy, what is this called? Silver Shade. This was at actually one of the other stores, so I was able to get a discount on my regular discount on that. New studio album by Peter Murphy in 2025 is pretty awesome. I just recently listened to a bunch of Bauhaus albums and Peter Murphy's Cascade. His voice is still fantastic. I've only listened to a couple like samples of this album, but it sounded good. Now these 3 I wanted to get through work, but they did not come in, and then I found them all at the same store, and if you get 3 CDs, you get 10% off. So they're still sealed, so I'm going to open these as I start talking about them. First one is none other than Candlemass. Wait, where's the disc? Oh, gross. The disc is in the inner pocket. Fucking hate that. But anyway, it's tight. It's a tight inner pocket. Let's talk about how stupid this album is, or this thing is. Black Star and Corridors of Chaos are the only two new things. There's 4 songs on here. They do Sabbath Bloody Sabbath and Forever My Queen, which I believe it's done by Pentagram. So at least they're doing really, I mean, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath is a fantastic cover. What this band needs to do, honestly, is get Corridors of Chaos is an instrumental too. Great. I love the fact that they have Jonas back in, or Johan Langquist back in, but honestly, this band just needs Messiah back, because on paper, Johan sounds like a great thing to have. Technically, I mean, his voice is good, but there's nothing that stands out anymore. And so I reluctantly bought this, and it was $9.99 plus, so $9 because I got 10% off. Here, we'll do this one first. I don't have a pen or a razor. Here we go. This is an album that I cannot believe the distributor already sold out for. This is Sleep Tokens, Even in Arcadia, which this band sold out a North American tour in less than a day. How that actually happens is beyond me in 2025, but I think it's pretty cool. I like this band. I do think they are overrated at the same time. But the things I like about them, I think they do really well. I'm actually going to just put this sticker right on the cover, right on the CD, because I think it's silly that they don't have, I don't know. Anyway, the songs that I have listened to are pretty darn good. One thing with Sleep Token that I think is funny is, look at this. I paid for shitty artwork that just give me lyrics, for fuck's sake. I mean, come on, you guys. How hard is it to just give me lyrics? Yeah, I can look up the lyrics at any time. But I think that's kind of stupid and cheap by them. And quit using that voice modulator effector thing, because if you can't sing, just don't do it. Why am I buying things that I'm going to complain about? Well, because I am me and there is no known cure. And last but not least, and I've been waiting for this to come out since they put out the first Suite number 1, which I believe is like, I don't know, like a 15-minute song, which is cool. The fact that none other than the Counting Crows are doing these huge suites. There's the Butter Miracle suite, which I believe is like all one song. I'm not sure, but wait, not Butter Miracle. Butter Miracle Sweet Tooth. I believe that has 5 parts to it, and then Suite number 1 has 4, which is cool. I really do hope this is all like 2 like 15 to 20 minute songs, because that would be cool, because they are the furthest from what I consider is prog rock ethics. But I don't know why I like this band. Well, I do know why I like this band so much. Yet it all hangs on the very first album, which was a specific time in my life and with a specific person in my life that influenced me to listen to them and go see the show and stuff. And like, Around Here is my go-to song for karaoke. I can sing that without ever having any lyrics, which is great, because most of the time the lyrics are kind of off anyway. So those are all the things in the recent weeks, and especially this weekend. 4 things that came out. Hopefully I didn't bore you to tears, or drive you to tears, as the police would say.